It was a rainy afternoon in a small town where the streets hummed softly with the noise of falling rain. In an old, humble home, nestled at the end of the street, lived a boy named Sam. He wasn't like other kids his age. While others had dreams of becoming doctors, athletes, or artists, Sam had a simple dream. He wanted to be someone who could make his parents proud, someone who would be remembered for his determination, not just his grades. Sam wasn't a straight A student, nor was he the fastest in sports or the brightest in class. But there was something special about Sam. He was never afraid of hard work. He loved the idea that every challenge had a lesson hidden within it, a lesson that could shape him into something better. One particular evening, as he sat at his old wooden desk, trying to make sense of his geometry homework, his mother walked into the room. She was a school teacher, known for her patience, kindness, and above all, her belief in education. She saw the frustration in Sam's eyes, the way his brow furrowed as he tried to wrap his mind around a problem that seemed impossible. "Mom, I don't get it. No matter how hard I try, I always seem to fall short," Sam muttered, looking up at her with defeat in his eyes. "I'll never be as smart as the others. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this." His mother smiled softly, as though she'd been waiting for this moment. She sat beside him and gently placed her hand on his shoulder. "Let me tell you a story," she began, her voice calm and soothing. "When I was your age, I wasn't the best student. I struggled, just like you. But one day, something clicked. I was sitting in my classroom, watching the chalk dust float in the air after the teacher wrote on the board, and I thought, if the chalk can float and land softly, maybe my thoughts can too. Maybe it's not about pushing too hard or rushing to get everything perfect." Sam raised an eyebrow, confused but intrigued. She continued, "You see, Sam, education isn't about perfection. It's about learning from every mistake, from every wrong answer. Do you know what chalk dust represents?" Sam shook his head. "It represents time," his mother explained. "The time we spend, the effort we put into learning. It all goes into the air and lands in small, invisible ways. You can't see it immediately, but every moment you spend trying, every problem you solve, no matter how small, makes you stronger. Even the mistakes are lessons, tiny grains of chalk dust that add up to something meaningful." Sam thought about this. For the first time, the idea of failing didn't seem so scary. It felt like a natural part of the process. "Do you remember the story of Thomas Edison?" she asked. Sam nodded. "Yeah, he failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb." "That's right," his mother said, her eyes sparkling with the passion of a teacher who believed in the power of perseverance. Edison didn't see failure as the end. He saw it as an opportunity to learn. Every failed attempt was just another step towards success. And that's what I want you to understand, Sam. Education isn't just about getting everything right the first time. It's about how you bounce back, how you learn from the difficult moments, and keep going. That night, Sam couldn't sleep. His mother's words echoed in his mind like a mantra. "It's not about getting everything perfect," he repeated to himself, over and over again. "It's about learning, about growing from each experience." The next morning, when he went back to school, Sam felt different. He wasn't afraid of the challenges anymore. He attacked his studies with a new mindset. When he stumbled on a problem, he didn't get frustrated. Instead, he smiled to himself, remembering his mother's words and thinking, "This is just another lesson waiting to be learned." Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Sam found himself improving, not because he was suddenly a genius, but because he had learned the art of persistence. He had learned that education wasn't just about the grades on a paper, it was about the growth of his mind, the building of resilience, and the power of perseverance. By the end of the year, Sam didn't have perfect grades, but he had something even more valuable. He had belief in himself, a belief that no matter how tough things got, he could always learn and grow from his experiences. He knew that success wasn't about a flawless record. It was about the effort, the heart, and the lessons learned along the way. One afternoon, his teacher handed back the final exam papers. Sam looked at his paper and saw that he hadn't scored the highest grade in the class. But something inside him told him that the grade didn't matter anymore. It was the journey, the the growth and the strength he had built that truly mattered. And he knew, deep down, that this was only the beginning of a much larger journey. As he walked home that day, he couldn't wait to share what he'd learned with his mother. He felt proud, not of a number on a paper, but of the person he was becoming. The boy who once doubted himself was now a young man who believed in the power of learning, no matter how long it took or how many times he fell.